Hello, this is Travis and welcome to Tpull's Corner. Today is day 4 of Evergreen month where we focus on a keyword mechanic defined by Wizards of the Coast. Yesterday we talked about Menace, and I might have the link down below in the YouTube text so you can go look at that if you didn't see it. But today is First Strike, and if you're brand new to Magic the Gathering, what happens usually if your creatures go up against a creature, they deal their damage, and if a 2/2 creature fights a 2/2 creature, they cancel each other out, they kill each other, it's the end of the story. If you have something like a Youthful Knight who has First Strike, the Youthful Knight deals his 2 damage first. So the opponent your creature just dies. Okay, he never gets a chance to deliver the damage. You do run into a problem if you have like a 2/2 or 2/1 going up against a 3/3. You might deal your damage, but if it didn't kill the creature, then it doesn't do any good. So you have to keep that in mind. But we asked the question, what happens when you build a deck that primarily has First Strike creatures? So we went out and we assembled this deck. We do have to worry about enchantments and stuff, or sometimes just adding that final +1 counter will take our First Striker and get them just up to the power they need to take out their opponent. We have 1 Righteousness to take out a irritating, more powerful blocking or attacking creature. Blazing Volley to take out a bunch of pesky 1/1s if we need to. Our first striker, a copy of Fearless Pup. We can use the boast to pump him up, get an extra +2 if we need to on attack. Disenchants for artifacts or enchantments. 3 copies of Moorland Inquisitor. You spend enough mana and you can give him First Strike. A little bit of creature removal. 2 Youthful Knights. 1 Fire Prophecy. We have so many creatures that we're going to go up against. 1 Sure Strike. We do have 1 or 2 creatures in here that doesn't have First Strike, so this will give it to them. Or we'll just take a creature that has First Strike and buff them up enough they can take on the more powerful creatures they come up against. 4 copies of Banishing Light. This is good against powerful threat creatures, enchantments, artifacts, whatever else that comes our way that we don't have anything else to handle. Dub, a nice enchantment that gives them +2/+2 and First Strike. Flying, you can't make a deck these days without taking into account flying, right? Okay, so Helica Glider. You can make either flying or First Strike. You just have to judge the battlefield conditions and make the right choice for the right time. Usually taking flying with this one. Here's a legendary creature, Subira, Tulzidi, Caravanner. And she does not have haste, so we've got those couple of earlier spells that can give it to her. She doesn't have First Strike. She has haste. But she can spend a mana and take one of the other creatures that's power 2 or less, which is most of the creatures I've shown you so far, and they cannot be blocked this turn. So that's kind of nice. And if we can empty our hand, then we don't care about the second ability. We can just use it whenever we want. Whenever a creature we control with power 2 or less deals damage, combat to a player, we get to draw a card and fill our hand back up. Moving on down, we have Crystalline Giant. I think we've used this in every one of our decks so far. We have 2 copies here because he gets a different kind of mechanic every single turn, and First Strike is going to be one of those. Copy Commanding Presence to enchant the creature that gives him First Strike, and we get human creatures whenever we hit a player. 2 copies of True Love's Kiss. This is why we went from 60 to 62. There are some decks that we'll face that are really heavy on artifacts or enchantments. This card kind of replaces itself and eliminates the threat. It is possible we'll end up going a whole match with this card just eating a hole in our hand and we won't be able to use it. But I'd rather have it and not use it than not have it and have desperately needed it to survive. Momentum Rumbler. This kind of goes into Double Strike. It's kind of hard to worry about or to restrict yourself to First Strike without having a little bit of dipping your toe into Double Strike because they're kind of the same family. But Momentum Rumbler, on his first attack he gets First Strike. The second attack he gets Double Strike, which is 2 attacks, 1 First Strike and then a second normal strike. Which tomorrow we're going to have a deck focused around Double Strike specifically. 1 Traitorous Greed. I do this a lot in my decks. I usually have at least 1 card that takes control of one of their creatures, just because. Haktos the Unscarred. Here's another one. He does not have First Strike, but I was playing red and white, and I wanted to dip a little bit into the 2 colors and see what's a good creature I could use. And Haktos is kind of interesting. When he enters the battlefield, you don't get to choose the number. It's 2, 3, or 4. It's given to him at random. He gets protection from every mana except for that. So if it's 2, My first knight, my little Youthful Knight first striker could take him out if they were opposing each other. But if he had a 3 or 4, then the Youthful Knight, which only cost 2 mana to cast, could not block him, could not touch him, could not do anything to him. He does have to attack every single turn if he's able to. So if he's going to die, he's going to die. You can't stop it. 2 Thundering Chariots, because they do have first strike as well. 2 Baneslayer Angels, so we got some more flying in the mix, but flying plus first strike. 1 Doomskar in case we get maybe up early in front where they have a lot of creatures and we have nothing, or maybe later on when they've eliminated all of ours and all that's left standing is him, we can equalize. And Sir Alin the Lion's Claw, he has first strike himself, and whenever he attacks, every other creature gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. And the rest is lands. The overview: 16 creatures only, 23 lands. Let's take it out for a spin. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll have the deck list down below if you want to go ahead and peruse it further at your heart's content, or if you decide that you might want to take this one out for a spin yourself. Uh-oh, we're up against a Reaper. Okay, I like that we have 3 lands with 2 different colors. And we're going to find out how much removal they have real soon. Poet's Quill. It's nice they'll give their Typhoid Rat Death Touch and Lifelink. Okay, we're not putting the tap line down because we want to have this guy down right now. Sometimes people don't like to waste the removal on little measly 2 mana characters. Sometimes they do. Alright, Sanctum. So you're going to have some legendary characters in there for us. Two Tirade Sanctums. Do we want to get rid of the Poet's Quill now or later? Let's make it a white source. Let's go ahead and put Subira down. It's nice to have options. I might use removal on her. Yep. She's just the right mana value. Okay, can you do that twice in a row? We're just going to bring out the big guns now. We know you're going to have more removal. If he has Rapid Bite, the first strike won't matter. You can just use the Death Touch and send the damage. Oh, never mind. He didn't have the right spells. He didn't have an answer for it. That's an easy first win with the deck. I didn't really get to use First Strike, though. I mean, maybe it's the reason he quit, because he knew both creatures had First Strike, but I didn't get to demonstrate it. Mr. Lollytime. Sounds like such a pleasant individual. Okay, 2 lands is not really enough, so hopefully give us more soon, thank you. But we only needed 1 to bring out Fearless Pup. We need 3 just to have him boast, though. Visionary. Excellent. Get up there. We will boast. We will strike. The opponent either knows the card or read the card and understood that the visionary would die, so he didn't block it. Gross. Already. You didn't have a card in your graveyard, though. You could have made that a separate card. Interesting choice. How do we want to repay that? By getting rid of it entirely? Thank you, sir. I try. In order to cast spells and boast, though, I do need more lands. Okay, so we got the black-white reanimator deck. I need a flyer. You can't have both. So we will have the one. The nice thing is Order of Midnight can't block. So if we get an advantage, we can just swing on over up top and hit him. In the meantime, what do we want to do? I want to attack. I want to boast. Boasting gives me +2. Ah, you forgot I had the first strike. You did so good that first turn. Okay, I got 2 of those, and not enough land to deal with them yet. So, we're gonna rinse and repeat. I don't even need to use first strike. You're gonna die. Okay, let me bring out a knight. Oh, I gotta go to damage. There we go. Okay, now I'll bring out the knight. I didn't boast because I didn't want to discard a card. I got 7 cards. Maybe he doesn't care about losing them because he's just going to bring them all back. You killed my squirrel! How dare you? You know what? Unacceptable. And since you can't block, we can even up the life totals there. These other cards I'm keeping in reserve. Really? They're bringing out the heavy artillery right away.
Witherbloom is just as dark and musty as I remember.
Really? Let's get rid of the knight.
Well, darn. Looks like you flunked out. Mwah.
But it's my turn, so you got rid of 1 creature. And you're tapped out. And you can't block. Was that really worth a whole Professor Onyx to get rid of 1 measly knight?
Well, fine. I'm taking the day off.
I like her audio clip. Okay, so I guess we just have to accept the fact that they probably have a spell that's going to bring everybody back from the graveyard all at once. Seems like the only way that it makes sense to sacrifice all those guys, throw them in front of the firing line like that. Yeah, there we go, there's one. How do we want to do this? I want my squirrel to live. Now you can fight. Thank you. Aha! They still get to bring something back. So they bring back their Planeswalker. And you hit me. Okay. Well, I guess there's nothing much else for us to do but keep up the activity. Do your worst. Let's see. Traitorous Greed or Thundering Chariot? Thundering Chariot has haste, and it's crewed by 1. So let's do it now. Are you going to block or are you going to take it? You hold on to Sure Strike. You could double block. Right? There you go. Okay, you know what? I only have 1 anyway. I'm not a blocking creature, so I can't use that. And now comes down the Flame Blocker. We'll probably get rid of my glider.
The essence of life is inseparable from the essence of death.
Why would you do that?
I have impeccable study habits.
Do you realize I have a flyer that can hit you directly, right? Oh, that gained you 2 life. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll get rid of the blocker. I don't have enough 3 success. I do if I do this. And it doesn't really matter what color we get next. Should have taken out my squirrel. That's how first strike wins. Alright, let's see. I do have a 1-drop. So on the off chance... Actually, let me do the OCD thing. Mountains are on the left, so mountains will go on the left. Our opponent's not going to do anything anyway, right? They're just going to let me... No, never mind. They are going to do something. How dare you? Okay, doing you while we can, foretell you while we can. Dracus gets to return some stuff. You know what? Why not? They know we have it. You tapped out. Just get rid of you now. See if you're creature heavy or if you're instant heavy. Sometimes it's worth doing that just because it blunts their momentum if they weren't prepared for it. like so. Okay, we've got 2 spells. Not enough to cast them both. He might have a counter spell. I'm not going to cry in my milk so much if he wastes a spell on a 2-mana knight. And he didn't think that was worth it either. With the mix of red and blue, sometimes you don't know if they have a lightning bolt type thing or if they have a counter spell. He keeps looking at my knight though. Okay, I think we had some strange problem with the recording where it literally just stopped recording on me. So we might have missed one turn, but all he did was put down riddle form. So, let's see. Let's see if he has a counterspell. Either he doesn't have a counterspell or he wasn't willing to use it. And I kind of messed up because I should have tried to use that spell to end it now. But I was kind of distracted trying to figure out my technical glitch of why it stopped recording in mid-record. But I just wanted to get this back in here so you could see Sir Alin's effect with Haktos. The things they're trying to do is too little too late. And so the mechanic of First Strike is not necessarily important which way you do it. You know, Sir Alin already has it. Haktos doesn't, but he gets it when he attacks with Sir Alin. Momentum Rumbler doesn't start with it, but you get to put it on him when he attacks the first time. Does not kill my guy. And you're all tapped out. So again, good game, but you could not stop the First Strike combination. So kind of easy. We'll stop it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time in Tpull's Corner. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button or the subscribe button or both. And if you like that stuff, come back tomorrow. We'll move on from First Strike to Double Strike. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, everybody.